Imagine the darkest corners of the world, where fear and terror are as common as the daily sunrise. These are places designed for confinement, for punishment, for reflection. But over time, some of these prisons have morphed into something much more sinister, becoming symbols of dread that echo their chilling tales long after the last cell door has clanged shut. From haunted halls to dungeons of despair, these prisons have etched their names into the annals of fear. Join us as we journey into the heart of darkness with our countdown of the top 10 scariest prisons in the world. Our first stop takes us to the United States, to the infamous Alcatraz. Nestled in the icy waters of the San Francisco Bay, this foreboding fortress was once the final destination for some of America's most notorious criminals. Al Capone, Robert Stroud, the Birdman of Alcatraz, and George Machine Gun Kelly were among its unwilling guests. Alcatraz's reputation as the ultimate penitentiary was born from its isolation. Surrounded by treacherous currents and icy waters, escape was a dream few dared to entertain. Yet the lure of freedom led to numerous attempts, each met with failure or mystery. But the tales of Alcatraz are not limited to its past inhabitants. Whispers of ghostly apparitions and unexplained sounds echo through its now empty corridors. Visitors report eerie sensations, a feeling of being watched, and the chilling touch of unseen hands. These tales have only added to Alcatraz's lore, cementing its place in the annals of history. Alcatraz, a chilling reminder of the thin line between order and chaos. Crossing the Atlantic, we find ourselves in the United Kingdom, within the ancient walls of the Tower of London. This fortress has been standing for nearly a millennium, its stones steeped in the blood and tears of those who once walked its halls. The tower served dual roles as a royal palace and a prison, a place where power and punishment intertwined. The Tower of London has seen its fair share of bloodshed. Kings and queens, nobles and saints all have met their end within these walls. The infamous Anne Boleyn, second wife of Henry VIII, was beheaded here, her ghost said to wander the grounds, a chilling reminder of the tower's brutal past. The whispers of the past echo through the tower, a symphony of stories that make your hair stand on end. Ghost stories and legends, tales of prisoners long gone, all part of the tower's grim legacy. The Tower of London, where history and horror meet. Next, we travel to France, to the notorious La Santé Prison. This chilling institution, whose name ironically translates to health, is anything but a sanctuary. It's a place where the echoes of despair bounce off cold concrete walls, and the air is heavy with the weight of broken spirits. La Santé's brutal conditions are the stuff of nightmares. Overcrowding is a constant issue, forcing inmates into inhumane living situations. The prison's oppressive heat in the summer and bone-chilling cold in the winter add to the misery, making survival a daily struggle. Adding to the horror is the alarmingly high suicide rate. The despair is so palpable, it has driven many inmates to take their own lives, a grim testament to the unbearable conditions within these walls. And then, there are the infamous solitary confinement cells, known as the dungeon. These are places of profound isolation and torment, where the concept of time itself seems to warp and distort. La Santé, a testament to the human capacity for endurance. Back to the United States, we delve into the depths of ADX Florence. Nestled among the picturesque Colorado Rockies, this maximum security prison is anything but serene. It's the highest security prison in the country, a place where the nation's most notorious criminals are sent to vanish from the public eye. ADX Florence is a chilling fortress of solitude, housing infamous names such as Unabomber Ted Kaczynski and Shoe Bomber Richard Reed. The prison's stringent conditions are legendary. Inmates spend up to 23 hours a day in solitary confinement, their world reduced to a 7-foot by 12-foot cell. Meals are slid through a small portal in the door, human interaction kept to a bare minimum. This is no ordinary prison. It's a place where society's worst nightmares are contained, a place that has earned its nickname as the Alcatraz of the Rockies. It's a sobering reminder of the extremes of the American penal system. ADX Florence, where some of the world's most dangerous criminals disappear into the mountain. These terrifying prisons stand as stark reminders of the darker side of our society. Alcatraz, the impenetrable fortress, the blood-soaked Tower of London, the infernal chambers of La Santé, and the chilling isolation of ADX Florence. Each of these prisons holds a unique and terrifying reputation that haunts the annals of history. They remind us that fear, in its most primal form, can be found in the very institutions that seek to contain it. Which of these prisons do you find the most terrifying? Share your thoughts in the comments below.